everyone, it's Sammy from Sammy's Sweet Life, and today I am doing a Pottery Barn Kids haul for you guys. This is all just lunchbox supplies. Currently, Olivia only goes to school a couple hours in the morning, but starting in the fall, she's going to be going a little bit later and she will have lunch at school. So I needed to get her a couple of things for lunch supplies. I do plan on packing her lunch and I want to use reusable products. Pottery Barn Kids has great prices on back to school stuff right now. I've heard great things about their backpacks and their lunch boxes holding up over time. They're supposed to be really high quality, and we have a toddler backpack that still looks pretty much brand new. We used to pack that for school at her previous school, and she took it to school every day and it looks brand new and it's really held up great. She still plays with it at home, but I wanted something that's going to hold up, last at least through this school year, hopefully even further on. I've heard great things about these, so I ended up picking out the Mackenzie classic lunchbox, and I'm going to walk through all the things that I got. We use Snapware reusable containers, so I ended up configuring the Snapwares a couple of different ways so that I can maximize the space inside this lunchbox. At some point I may get some like Bento box style things, but I was going to work with mostly what I've already got. I've got to get one more thing. I need a little ice pack for her lunch, but I'm going to show you everything else in this video. I'm going to go ahead and take you guys to the overhead camera, walk through all of the things that I purchased, and we'll take a look at how I'm going to configure this coming up in the school year. Okay, first I'm going to talk about the supplies that I purchased specifically for lunchtime, and then I'll talk about using the Snapwares and these in combinations to pack her lunch. So I ended up getting this adorable space one. These are regularly, I don't know, like $25, but I got this one I think for $18. The thing with the Pottery Barn Kids stuff and where they get you is the customization. If you want to put your kid's name on it, it costs $10 more. And I went back and forth between putting her name on it and not putting her name on it. And there were a couple of different really cute designs, especially space designs, that I knew she would love. But I couldn't pull the trigger for the naming for two reasons. One, because the coloring is so varied on here. I was really afraid that it would look really subtle based on whatever shapes were right there. So I didn't want to pay $10 and have it not be very bright and obvious. And for two, this one also has words on it. So it looked really busy on the preview with her name across here with all these other, you know, words everywhere. So I decided to not customize it with her name just because I thought the design was too busy and it was going to be one of those things where it was going to be hit or miss. And when you have these customized, they are not returnable, obviously, because they're putting, you know, embroidery on there. Now there are many patterns and designs that you can choose from. This is just one that I knew would really appeal to my little girl because she loves everything space. There are also some cute dinosaur ones, even some like girly dinosaur ones, which is great too, because that's another thing my little girl in particular really likes. They have just tons and tons of different color combinations and patterns and designs, so you can really pick, you know, anything that's gonna pique your child's interest. I just knew she would love the space one, but we went ahead and went with the space theme. This is the Mackenzie Classic. There are other varieties of these. I just really happened to like this one because of the size. I thought it would work with some of my existing containers. I didn't want to have to buy tons and tons of new containers just to get her lunch to work, so I kept that in mind when I was ordering. One thing I didn't purchase, but is also going to be for her school, are these Contigo water bottles. We have loved these. They've been one of the ones that have held up the best for us, and she does drop these all over the place, and from time to time we do have to replace them because, you know, the seal will break on them, but they're pretty leak proof. Until they get really busted up, they, you know, hold really well. And you can see this one's scuffed up and everything. They take a really good beating, which is great for a water bottle. We've had so many in the past that if you drop them one time, they're just no longer going to function. So we've had really good luck with these, and we did find some space ones on Amazon, which is awesome. So it kind of coordinates with the space theme. I will link to these ones. We also have some sharks and some various other colored ones. But one thing I liked about this bag in particular, you know, they're going to be carrying it like this, and their water bottle slides right in. So her water bottle's right there on the side for her to grab at any point. And here's what it says: Mackenzie Classic Lunch Bag. And this one actually does glow in the dark. Like I can tell some of these are, you know, glow in the dark things on here, which is pretty cute. Not that she's going to be in the dark eating lunch, but I think that's a cool little feature that they include on some of these ones. So let's go ahead and talk about the features and things of the lunchbox. Obviously, there's a zipper compartment on the outside. say your kid needs to take an afternoon snack or something, you can stick it in there. It's just another little separate compartment from the main compartment. I also like that the main compartment has 2 zippers, so it's easy for her to access her lunch. And then it flips open here. These supplies did not come included with the lunchbox, but I like that it was not super hard on the inside, but also it wouldn't collapse. So it is like more rigid, and this is wipeable. So it's, you know, some sort of plasticky type of material, so you can easily wipe it out. I also really like you can put all the info on there in case it gets lost. You can find your lunchbox again, hopefully. So that's the main compartment that we'll be working with, packing her lunch. I just love that it's wipeable and it's somewhat sturdy so that nothing's gonna get squashed too badly in here. I also picked up some silverware, and now I have plenty of silverware that she can take with her, but I really like this for the container, and this container works with our smaller silverware, any of our kid-like silverware, and also we have, you know, smaller spoons and smaller forks that come in our regular silverware set. They also fit in here, so I can use the container for any of her silverware, and I like that, you know, when they're dirty, so you can just stick them back in here and I can wash this whole thing. The container itself is top rack only for the dishwasher, but it's super easy to just stick that in there with the cups and get it clean. So I really liked that, and it was nice and compact. I also picked up a thermos. This one matches the lunchbox. You can see they had bunches of different coordinating designs. They also do have their own water bottles, but since we already have the Contigo ones, I did not purchase new water bottles. We really have just had good luck with those Contigo ones. But I love this is one you can fill with hot or cold things, and it's supposed to keep things hot or cold. And I've heard really, really good things about the Pottery Barn ones. I just love that it matches, so it's super duper cute. And then the last thing I purchased was a little snack baggie. This is from Stasher, and this is a company you can find other places. I've seen these at Whole Foods in various colors and designs. They have various sizes of these as well. I just got one of the snack sized ones. I do want to give this a test run. I think they're just food grade silicone, and it's just like a little, you know, little kitty zipper bag. Let's see, it's just like a Ziploc, but reusable, which I really liked, and they happen to have this one actually on clearance, and the stars go with the, you know, space theme here that we've got. So it's just a really easy thing to open and close, and this again is top rack dishwasher safe, which is something great. I really ideally want everything to be able to be just thrown in the dishwasher, washed every night, and reused. So I hope that this will hold up really well. It's got good reviews on Amazon. If that works, I might get a couple other ones of these, maybe the larger, like sandwich size ones for sometimes. But I really liked that just for her little, you know, extra snack. And then on the inside here, there's also this zipper compartment, and I'm planning on getting her a little ice pack that can fit in here. They have a couple of like flatter designed ones, so I'm gonna look into getting one that'll fit in that little thing, so it just stays on there and keeps things cool when they need to stay cool. So those are the accessories I purchased. Altogether, I spent $45 for all of it, so I think that's pretty good. And this says $26.50 for the lunchbox itself, and I think I paid $18, so not a bad deal. And now this one actually happened to be on sale, but usually these are like $24, so this was pretty pricey even on discount. I think this was like $15 even on the discount, so it's definitely expensive. It is an investment. I've heard great things about how well these hold up over time as well. As far as like getting dropped and banged up, they tend to still work really well. So that is it as far as what I purchased. Now I have tons and tons of snapware containers. If you've seen any of my videos, you guys have seen these plenty of times. I have glass ones that use the same lids, but they're not exactly the same size. And then I have plastic ones. So I've got a bunch of them. I pulled some of these out of the dishwasher so they still have water in them. But there are various sized ones of these, and I did purchase 2 big sets of these. It's just like a multi-pack set from Costco. So you can find them on Amazon as well for pretty cheap, but when Costco runs deals, I've picked them up over the years. So there's various different, you know, size ones, larger, smaller, rectangular, square, and then smaller squares. And these are the only ones that did not come in my multi-pack. I bought these ones separately, various places, but you can find these on Amazon. And of course, I'll link to various things in case you want to pick up any of these. But again, like, You have the shorter boxes and also a really tall box, which it really depends on what you're doing, what you're gonna need. And now my favorite one for as far as lunch packing is this one. It's kind of like a bento box style. You can have the square with the insert or without an insert, which is awesome. You can put some extra things on the top there and just slide it in. And then this one has 3 compartments. And now you don't want to put anything in these top 2 sections that's going to be liquidy, because the top of the inside divider does not hit the lid. It's not seal proof in each of the containers. You can see there's a little bit of a dip. It's for more dry, non-liquidy things on the top. So if you shift it, if it's just crackers and stuff, it won't get soaked or anything. So I use this one regularly to put like fruit and sandwich and stuff in the bottom, and then like dry snacks on the top here. So with all of these right next to me, I'm gonna give you guys some lunchbox configuration options here for using all this stuff. So let's go ahead and put some together. So first up, if I am doing some sort of, something in here that's gonna be hot, she can have her little hot meal here. Also a larger snack right in there. And then her silverware and her little snack baggie will wedge on top of there. And now this is flexible here. So the bulk of the snack would be down at the bottom with plenty of room, and then I can kind of squish that top piece and it will seal. Oops, there's a tag. Let's see, make sure that tag's stuck in. You can take that tag off, and I probably will. So there is one configuration there. One thing I found is the taller containers will work in here. There's plenty of room to zip it up. But if you want to stack 2 of the smaller ones, it does not fit. 2 smaller ones is taller than just the one bigger container. So you'd either have to go just one smaller one with a snack on top, or if you want the bigger one, you can stick one bigger one in there. And I've also found that these will work tilted on the side, but it is a tight squeeze on that way. So I could do it like this with the 2 smaller ones here. Maybe the snack bag can wedge in there, but it'd have to be not quite so full. Let's see if I can even seal it at this point. It might be a little too tricky to have 2 of those in there. See, yeah, it's a little too tight with those 2 turned on the side. But you could definitely do one on the side with the snack baggie there. And if I had another one of these, I totally could get away with sticking one there, one like that. So there's one configuration if I'm doing something hot or cold that needs the thermos. You can also do one of these, like if her sandwich is in here, I can do the sandwich there. What I tend to do with the containers like this is I'll put like her beans and strawberries in the bottom and then the sandwich on top, like that, as long as it's, somewhat dry, not super liquidy. And then her little snack baggie can go there. Her silverware can go there if I need it, or I could end up with 2 of these snack baggies and wedge 2 of them in here with, something more wet, like wetter fruit or whatever. And then I could even put one on top here if I have another little snack. So I need to get more of these cute little baggies. So then I can pack a couple of different little baggies in there with the square container there. Now, if you have something bigger, you could definitely do the larger square in there with the silverware and the snack baggie. And it does close up with that larger one, you can see. But again, you can't stack 2 of these containers, 2 won't fit. And then my favorite of the configurations is using the big square, the more bento box style one. So you stick that one in there, and you can stick the silverware on the side. Since these kind of like tilt down, you got to stick the silverware in first, get that box in there, and then close it and it's completely flush. Or you can try to squeeze in a snack. It's got to be a small snack that's not going to crush, because it will have some pressure on here, so not something like crackers or something that's going to just totally crush when you close it. Or you can leave out the silverware if you don't need it and stick the snack baggie right down there. It does have to fold over a little bit at the top, but it will also seal that way, which is awesome. And so I've got a couple of good configurations that I can use with this lunchbox, and now only time will tell how much food I can actually get in these containers and make sure it's enough food for her depending on which configuration of containers I use. And now this one is also big enough that you can use those little silicone cupcake liner things and reuse those as well to compartmentalize this bottom big section. And I definitely plan on doing that some with this bigger one, and even with these ones. You can divide them out with those little silicone cups, which is great. So one thing I've noticed, unfortunately, is 2 of these little squares don't fit together, which I was really hoping that they would, because I thought that'd be cute to compartmentalize it like that if needed. But it does not work like that. So I am actually inserting this clip back in because Amazon Prime Day happened and I got 2 little lunchbox things. They both happened to be on sale. They were both really, really good deals. I ended up going ahead and getting 1 of each, and depending on how they go, I may get more. They are pricey things. I think this one is regularly almost $30, like $27.99. I still ended up paying like $23 or $24 for this one. And then this one I think was marked to like $17-ish. So they're still, you know, in the $20 to $30 range, which I think's a little bit pricey. Livy's downstairs watching Coco, by the way, so you might hear some of that here and there. But they are both top rack dishwasher safe. Now, people have said some things about the Bentgo, which I will talk about in a minute, but I just wanted to show you guys the 2 containers and show you how they fit in the Mackenzie lunchbox from Pottery Barn Kids. So first up, Olivia has used this one now twice, and we really like it. It's got a really nice, like, tight seal when you're closing it, so you know everything's nice and sealed, and it has the 1 clasp on it. And so right now she's got snacks. We actually took a little boating trip yesterday, and I had this thing just jam-packed full of snacks. And so these are her little leftover snacks from yesterday. I was having her finish these off today, and I also put a little cinnamon roll piece in here, which she loved. So it was a great size dish. This small one is great for dipping sauces. It does have the little thing on here so everything stays completely sealed up, which is great. So you don't have to worry about things leaking throughout here. So you could do little dipping sauces in here or special little treats, like I did sweetened coconut in there yesterday, which was her little treat. And then it's got little sections. I'll show you. This comes out so you can get like extra trays of this and then not have to necessarily wash this big one if you don't get stuff on it. But I like that it's removable like that. They do have different various sections. They also have a smaller one that's like a snack size box. And they also have a one that's longer for adults, like it's their adult box. This is the kid size. I like this one has various compartments, so it can be more like a snacky lunch. This one does not have a great spot for something like a sandwich. So there is a different one that has a, you know, a bigger spot that would hold a sandwich. So I like it. The boxes are pretty deep, and I, you know, just looking at it, it's like, wow, it doesn't seem like it could hold a whole lot of food. But then when I was putting all the snacks in, it was a ton of food that I could stack in here. So I'm really pleased with this one. There is a space and like galaxy themed one that I plan on getting for the sandwich style size at some point probably, but it was not on the Amazon Prime deal. So I wanted to make sure I liked them before I, you know, invested more money into this, since it is kind of a pricey thing. So there's that one. And I want to go ahead and show you guys, I was a little disappointed that it doesn't fit beautifully in here. You see, like you have to kind of jam it in and it will still zip and close. So I don't think she'd have any problem, you know, getting it in there and zipping it herself. But I was a little disappointed that it didn't fit a little bit better than that. If it was like half an inch smaller, I think it would have fit better. So when you stick something like that in, you can only do like a little snack thing. But the thing with the Yumbox, it holds a ton of food. So I would feel really confident sending her with just the amount of food in here, and she would have plenty of food for her lunch. She is 4, but she eats a lot. So I want to make sure she has plenty of food for lunch. So there is the Yumbox. And like I said, various different designs and colors for these, so you don't have to get necessarily a pink one. And then moving on to the Bentgo box, I'll tell you they're a little bit different right off the bat. This one is like a hard plastic all the way around, like no rubberized anything except that inside seal is more of the rubberized material. But this Bentgo box, all of this like purpley part on the edges is rubberized, so it's kind of like impact resistant. If you're going to be really rough with it, that'll help. I don't tend to like the rubberized part because I feel like after washing it a bunch, it gets weird. So I don't know how well either one of these are going to hold up since they both have rubberized parts. And so this one has 2 clasps on here versus the Yumbox only has 1. Open it up, and again, it's a pretty tight fit. And then this one has a little weird latch. Hopefully you guys can see that. The latches on the other side are weird, whereas this one is a full traditional like clamshell style opening and closing. This one's a little bit different with that clasp back there. And then again, it's got the rubberized top, you can see, so things are supposed to be 100% seal proof. And I like this one also that it looks like about half of a sandwich size over here, or if you do like a thinner sandwich, you could put both halves together, or you know, cut cute shapes for sandwiches. Again, with a dipping sauce or a smaller thing, you can do fruits and veggies in the bigger containers. And I think it'd be just a great size. Again, top rack dishwasher safe for both of these. And this one does also come apart. I think, there it goes. So it's got a little clasp so it'll stay put, but they all come apart. And the main complaint I've seen about this one is people say that this gets yucky. Make sure if you're gonna be using these to take them straight out of the lunchbox and at least rinse this part off really well, because people have complained that like in these cracks it gets really gunky. So my plan is to, you know, empty these out as soon as she comes home and rinse them and stick them in the top rack of the dishwasher. So that's my plan moving forward. So again, this part's rubbery. Also the outside is rubbery on this one. As far as sizing goes, they are both about the same size. I think the Yumbox looks a little bit thicker that way, but not by much, if any. And they're about the exact same size width-wise this way. But if you look at them like this, the Yumbox is a little bit thicker or deeper this way. So that's what they both look like. Let's go ahead and look at the Bentgo box in here. And again, these have a lot of different colors. This one I feel like is harder to push in because of that rubberized edge, but it will still fit. And I still think, you know, she won't have any problem getting that one in. And again, I think it holds plenty of food for her. And like comparing the two side by side, I feel like the Yumbox holds way, way more food, but the Bentgo box is going to be like sturdier. You can see it's more insulated. All the sides of it are thicker, so it doesn't hold quite as much food, but I think the food will probably stay cold longer in this one. So it's going to be things I'm going to play around with. I'm going to have, you know, lunch ideas for you guys, I'm sure, on this channel, because I'm really, really excited to make her lunches and try to make them kind of cutesy. I've got lots of ideas for that, and I've been searching Pinterest for ideas. So I'm really excited. I will, again, link to these two things. This is just something I'm super excited to do. I'm excited to pack her lunch. I, of course, will do some lunch videos for you guys. Just simple, quick, easy, and healthy ideas. And that's just something I'm really excited about starting. So, of course, I'll leave links to everything that I showed in this video. So in case you want anything, you can go down to the description box for more details. So I hope you enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.